Our last speaker tonight is actually one of our instructors, and she is known to our students as Miss Kimberly.
Graduates, I stand here before you tonight proudly celebrating your success and achievement in obtaining your diplomas in this long-awaited journey of accomplishment. Some of you know my story, but many of you do not know our stories until tonight. We come from all different walks of life. Some of us started in 7th, 8th, and even 9th grade, while others of us left the last semester of our senior year. We may have struggled in school, not only because we lacked discipline, but the instruction may not have been to the liking of our learning styles, or our family lives didn't afford us the stability we needed, while others just simply decided to take the back door out and go on their merry ways for whatever their reason. For many of us, there were times we heard how stupid we were, how we wouldn't amount to anything, and that we were worthless. Our purpose and meaning in life suffered at the expense of survival. We not only felt powerless, but we told ourselves over and over something was wrong with us, and we believed it. We didn't believe we could do anything, so why even try? My message to you graduates is something Albert Einstein believed in. Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. Like many of you, I didn't have available to me the traditional family supports and struggled to provide for myself beginning at the age of 15. My mother abandoned me, causing me to drop out of school. I soon became a young mother of 2 boys. We struggled to get through each day. There were many times we didn't have enough food for the 3 of us. I can still remember when we ate only rice and ketchup and shared our only hot dog, which I cut up for the 3 of us as breakfast meat. A healthy meal for us was a package of ramen. After all, it only cost 5 cents. Our 100% Florida orange juice was Hawaiian-style Kool-Aid, 1 part syrup, 5 parts water. It is like the flavor that you put in shaved ice. This was our juice, all sugar, no fruit. Unfortunately, none of it had any nutritional value, and for us, it was just about survival. This was not the life I dreamed I would be living, nor was it the life I felt I had control over to change. I was the product of my environment, living the same cycle I grew up in, with abusive, alcoholic parents, parents that weren't able to express love in a meaningful way. Growing up, I constantly heard, "Get out of here, leave me alone," and I was only good enough to serve them. I watched my stepfather beat my mother till she was bloody and knocked out. I watched my stepmother, in fits of drunken rage, attack everyone around her. I lived through hearing how I was no good and should never have been born. These were my role models, the teachers of my life. George Iles said, "Hope is faith holding out its hand in darkness." A tiny glimmer of hope was all I had. Hope for a better tomorrow and the driving force that carried me forward through the escape I longed for. This hope was fueled by many things in my life, but one that will forever leave an imprint in my heart and on my soul. I looked inside and saw her. She is the first I heard tell me that I existed for a reason. She was the one that said I could do whatever it was that I set my mind to, even in the midst of all of the adversity. She was someone I looked up to and wanted to be like. I met her in the 7th grade for the first time, and through my naive eyes, I saw beyond yesterday and today and into tomorrow. She taught me a few years later how I had to love myself in order to love my children. It is this special someone that gave me my first meaningful gift as an adult, to believe in myself. Her name is Hope, and she was there all along. I just needed to find her. At 18, being a single parent and my only tangible resource being public aid, I enrolled in College Hill School for Adults in Hawaii. I was going to attempt to get my GED. I sat in this class dreading it. because I didn't learn by just reading a book. I needed more, but I didn't know what I needed. I just knew it wasn't easy for me to learn anything. I remember sitting in front of this math book, probably the only thing I could do, yet I was paralyzed because I didn't know what to do. I couldn't even open the book because it was so big and there was nobody there to show me how. Unfortunately, I was not blessed with a teacher who desired to teach. And after one semester, I registered for my GED test. I knew going in I would need more classes. I knew going in I wouldn't pass. After all, my life was a big letdown, and a letdown after a letdown. I didn't know how to imagine what it would be like to succeed. I went in and took my test. I didn't get that big white envelope that you all got. I got a little white one with my test scores in it. You see, back then, we had to not only pay for our test, we had to pay for our book, and yet again, we had to pay for our diploma. I was able to muster up enough resources to pay for my book and my test, but I couldn't afford to pay for my diploma, even though, get this, I earned it. From that point on, I took little steps up and down my ladder of achievement. Miss Eleanor Roosevelt said, "I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears the most, provided he keeps on doing them until he gets a record of successful experiences behind him." I stayed at Collegeville School for Adults and took a typing class and then an accounting class. Later that year, I enrolled in a business school and dropped out after 9 months because I couldn't pass the required English. I tried and I tried. These were short-term classes. I gave it 3 good shots, but I couldn't even get a D. It was not about my lack of motivation, because I showed up every day and I created the relationships that I needed. It was because I didn't know how to learn. Although, in the end, I did gain enough skills that made me employable to the point that I was able to become a receptionist, subsequently moving up in my career as a bookkeeper. And then my life changed and I went into the field of disabilities. It is here that I learned that I have a learning disability. This explained why being provided that textbook without any support didn't help me, and it definitely explained why I couldn't pass English. Maria Robinson once said, "Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new beginning." I spent the next 13 years working with families with children with learning disabilities and achieving personal successes. One after another, they just kept coming. Along this road in my career, I constantly faced not having a college degree. I had all the work and life experience someone desired in the ideal employee, but I wasn't employable because I lacked a piece of paper that brought it all together. Despite this, I live as I do today to make a difference in anyone's life each and every day I exist. And I could only dream of going to college sometime. That day did come. My circumstances changed, making it possible for me to enroll in college. It was because of a new gift in my life, my third baby son, Jaron. Little did he know my life changed when I had him. I was able to stay home, care for him, and go to school and not worry about having to work the traditional job. I vividly remember that first night in class. It was American history. That entire semester, I saw my learning world open to new horizons. I wanted to become a historian and study American history. I also took a logic course that made me want to become a professor. Mr. Philosophy introduced himself to the class as, "You will pass this class and you'll never get an A on my final exam." He was the type of teacher that would go the extra mile for his students. He also enjoyed stumping them. Throughout the semester, I did what he said and what I've told many of you: practice, practice, practice. And it came final time. He prepared us all to fail his exam. I took my final and finished it in 20 minutes. I turned it into him. He looked at me surprised, as though he couldn't believe I was even done. Maybe he thought I didn't finish it. and said, go back, check your work, double check and make sure you got everything answered. I said, no, here you go, I'm done, I can do no more. I'm sure he was thinking that this girl is not going to do well in the exam. She probably isn't even going to get a D. He called me into his office the next day and told me something I had never heard before. He said he pored over my exam, number and letter and symbol by number, letter, and symbol, trying to correct it to no avail. It was the first time anyone ever finished in 20 minutes and aced his exam. According to Walter Baggett, the greatest pleasure in life is doing what someone tells you you cannot do. I did just that. I did something I was always told I couldn't do. I was best in his class. More importantly, I was best in myself. This was a significant achievement for me. I could learn, and I did learn. Course after course, I imagined a new career, a new horizon for me, and I had a new dream. I earned my associates and then my bachelor's, and I went on to obtain my master's at Iowa State University in 2005. With this, I am proud to wear my regalia in honor of your achievements today. Graduates, while you're sitting here, close your eyes for just a second. Soak up this moment, take a deep breath, and remember the first day you went and registered, and the first time you walked into your classes. Remember the fear, yet the excitement all at the same time. Enjoy this minute. Enjoy this moment. It is the lasting moment that is yours forever, and nobody can take it away from you. On behalf of your teachers, your tutors, and everyone that has supported you through this achievement, we believed in you, and you had enough courage to believe in yourself and see the hope that was out there for a better tomorrow. Yes, what lies ahead of you is scary, but do like I did. Keep going. You are all extraordinary individuals. Never let go of the hope. One day you will see that it all has finally come together. What you have always wished for has finally come to be. You will look back and laugh at what has passed, and you will ask yourself, how did I get through all of it? You got through it because you saw the hope within you. You all did it, you did it well, and you stand here before your family and friends. Please celebrate and enjoy this moment. Congratulations.